this holiday season. Holiday, you know how holiday is packed a lot of, yesterday I saw a post by Charles Awuzie. He was talking about I think he shared Pretty Mike's post on I've always wondered. I see people who are, should I use the word, who have a certain kind of orientation when it comes to sex and sexuality. And there is something weird, always weird about them, And I've always said there is something weird about them. They don't always just leave themselves to look the way other people look. Recently, I've seen a lot of videos, very many videos, from some of these content creators in the East, and how the girls, they would just be saying, oh, I'm stored, I'm this, I'm that, the way they will even dress, how they look. I always say, something is always fundamentally wrong. There is always a question for us to answer at the root of all these things. Okay, let's leave that aside. It's holiday again. And we know holiday, a lot of things happen during the holiday because children are free. Children have a lot of freedom. Even when your child goes to school, like they go for lesson during the holiday, it's not like the same thing as school. The lesson is usually not structured. For very many schools, lesson is not structured. Children can just do anything. They wear mufti to school. They just no supervision like it is the regular school, and then come back home again. Children, they have so much freedom to do a lot of things. So, and then some children go visit their relatives, while others, they have their relatives come visiting them. So this is where we have a lot of cousin to cousin, young children doing all sorts of manners. And then abuse is more during the holiday because children are free, and coincidentally even older children are free. So back to Charles Awozie's post, I was going through the comments and I was reading a lot of things that, oh geez, it has been a generation, a cycle of abuse. Children were abused back then. Till now, children are being abused because at the end of the day, a person that was abused is highly going to abuse another person. Someone that was abused as a child is highly going to abuse another person. Now, here's something that happens. I was talking about those girls looking weird. See, when a child is abused, one of the major things that happen is their mind, there's a shift in their mindset. It's not all about all the very many, it's not about all the other things that happen to it. There is always a shift. Something has happened to the child. Now, this is why for some people, you are wondering, where did you get this mindset from? Where did you get this kind of orientation from? You want to trace it back to they were abused in their childhood. One of the guests I was listening to said something that, when she was 4, her auntie, when she was about 4, 5, her auntie was already molesting her. Now, here's the truth. A lot of people will not remember what happened to them when they were 4, 5. Very many people will not remember what happened. So before you remember what happened to you when you were 4, 5, or even 6, it must have been very significant. It must have left a mark in you. It is what happened to them. That mark is left in them, and they come out, they grow into adults, and their mindset is a different thing entirely. It's questionable. Look at Pretty Mike. He was abused. Not once, not twice. And you expect him, and it says something damaged in him, something changed in him, and you expect him not to be the way he is? Now, no. We all want our children to achieve great purpose in life. And we do not want them to be abused, because being abused will definitely change their mindset, reshape their mindset, and that will sabotage their purpose. So many reasons why we should stand up and say no to sexual abuse when it comes to our children. My name is Enimien Oruebor, and this class was supposed to be for 12 noon. Unfortunately, I had some activities in my house. I couldn't start by 12 noon. However, I am here right now, and we are going to go into it. It's about how to protect our children, how to keep them safe from sexual abuse this long holiday. Some of them, they will travel to go and meet their cousins. Some, they'll have their cousins, their older siblings or people around. Some of them, they will be so free that they can visit friends, neighbors, you know. However, because holiday is supposed to be a time for them to rest, a time for them to relax, to relax their brain, to rest, to actually have fun. So we do not want them to be abused. God forbid, they will not be abused. So today, why we say God forbid, we are learning how to keep them safe from sexual abuse. Now let's look at what leads to sexual abuse. What leads to sexual abuse for children during the holidays? One is unsupervised time. Unsupervised time. The children have a lot of time that is not supervised, because come to think of it, parents will still go to work. I say to parents that if you can, make your holiday, your leave time fall within the period of the long holiday. Take your leave time in August, so that you can be at home, you can have time to bond with your kids, you can have time to talk to them, you can have time to do a lot of things with them, and you can have time especially to supervise them. So when children, they are not supervised, they have free time, no activities, nothing, they are not supervised, your child is likely going to fall victim. So what you want to do, make sure, if you have young children, make sure that there is an older person in the house that is trusted. If their relatives are coming, make sure there are older ones that are trusted. If there are older relatives that are coming to visit them, say your child is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they have an older sibling, that is older cousin that is coming to visit them, 15, 16, 17, 18, please make sure that sibling is trusted. You want to be very sure. I was reading from the same Charles Awuzie's time wall, comment under his post, a lot of people, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, they were abused by someone older than them. Oh, their cousin or their neighbor's daughter. So one of them even said, God, I beg, it's not supposed to be funny. One of them even said, the neighbor's daughter, I think the neighbor's daughter took him to her room, and at the end of the day, the mom almost caught them. What the girl did was to throw him through the window. So I just imagined in my head, what if it was a story building? Wait, what if it was a story building? Like, are you kidding me? It was not bad enough that she was abusing the young boy, 7 or so years old. So when her mom was coming, she threw him through the window. What if it was a story building? 2 stories, 3 stories, 4 stories. What would have happened? Hey, dear God. A lot that we need to deliberately keep our children safe. So one is, you must supervise your children, and you cannot supervise them when they are far away from you. Now, this is why during the holiday, if they are going to visit, make sure the place they are visiting is vetted. If anyone is coming around, I always recommend this. If you have cousins, nephews, or nieces that are coming to visit you, make sure their parent, one of the mom, is following them. Take all of us, let's go and visit together. Except you're a stay-at-home mom. If you're a stay-at-home mom, or you have a flexible business that you do around the house, you know that your eyes can always be on them, fantastic, that is good. But if you know that your eyes may not always be around them, please don't let them come alone. It's better everybody stays in their homes. Like 15 years, your cousin, their cousin, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, please, if they are coming to visit, because the truth of the matter is, these children are constantly being exposed. And then when they are exposed, they have this thing in their head. When they come back, because there's no supervision, nobody watching or monitoring, or nobody is even looking at them, noticing them or anything, for lack of better word, they now carry out what they want to carry. So please, first thing is, make sure you have provision for supervision. If you want to hire a nanny, an elderly woman that you can trust for the period of the 1 month for the holiday, please hire them and trust them for the period. Someone, hi ma, how are you doing ma? Hire them. Just don't leave your children. The cousins are coming. It is something else. Then you have neighbors. You just feel, oh, I leave them with my neighbors. Now these days, a lot of things, not even just these days. A lot of things have been happening from time, and they are still happening. So the first one is unsupervised time. They have a lot of time that nobody's paying attention to. Nobody is watching them. Unsupervised time. The next one is age and power imbalance. I just shared about this. Like the boy said that, the man said that it was the neighbor who was about 15, 16 or thereabout that was abusing him. And when his mom was coming, the girl just threw him through the window. And I still cannot get my head. I still, what if it was a story building, like I asked a while ago? What if it was a story building? Me, God, I beg, go, God forbid. So again, if you see those older cousins, no, don't be too comfortable, because you don't know what they have been exposed to. You don't know what they are curious about. Neighbors, some people, they say, oh, you leave your child with the neighbors. You don't know what those neighbors, they have been exposed to. You don't know what they are curious about. Again, except there's an adult there, a trusted one who can supervise them. Please do not leave them. Like I said, at the end of the day, these people become they are sexually abused. Whether they say it or they don't say it, their mind, there's something, their mind has been tampered with. Their mind has been tampered with. It is why we see a lot going on in the society today. A lot. If you trace it back, many people, they had the wrong seeds planted in them in childhood. Maybe they were physically abused, or something around planted the wrong seed in their mind in childhood. So when they grow up, that is when it begins to show. So you want to make sure that there is someone to supervise them. If they have older siblings, older cousins, older nephews coming over, make sure there is supervision. Even with your children, we see it a lot. We see this, we hear this. Older children, they abuse younger children. Incest, they do it. Older children, maybe they are already in high secondary school. They see a lot of things happen. People say things. They become curious. They become curious. The hormones are coming up. The hormones are there, and they are curious now. And then they now get back home during the holiday. They are bored. They start experimenting. Make sure there is supervision. Someone is supervising them. Someone is around to supervise them. The next reason why children are vulnerable to sexual abuse is curiosity and exposure. If a child has been exposed to very many inappropriate content, when I say inappropriate content, it doesn't just only mean videos they are watching, conversations they are hearing. If a child has been exposed to certain conversations, even books they are reading, I tell you, they will become curious. I think I shared it one time ago. I said, see, the way you see, maybe you see a particular cuisine online, you are eager to try it. Oh, this thing looks so beautiful, I've not tried it before. Or you see a destination, or you will see a particular clothing material, they look fancy, you are eager to try it. The same way, if your child is being exposed to inappropriate content, the same way they will be curious, they will be eager to experiment, to try it. It's just a fact. Now, this is why it is not every time that children actually do these things that an adult forces them to do it. Or there are times they are genuinely curious because of what they have been exposed to. So you see, this holiday, you need to filter what your child sees. You need to, first of all, have them tell you or understand, or have conversations with them to understand what they have, the contents they have consumed over time. School, even in church. Someone was telling me one time, a boy in my church, before I joined the church, that he used to watch porn. Because when I came, I discouraged them from pressing their phones in church, and they were showing me a particular boy that prior to that time, when he brings his phone to church and you watch, You will see some kind of musical videos. You even see him in some kind of videos, pornographic videos. That's in church. And maybe, God forbid, your child may just be there, just see something, and it fascinates him or her. You know how the devil plants subtle seed? Yes. Now, this is why you must understand, you must know the content your kids are consuming, even the conversations. It is why during our conference, one of the coaches said, every day debrief your child. It's super important. What did you learn today? What happened today? Ask them. Did any of your friends get into trouble? What they get into trouble for? At play, what happened? Ask them, have open-ended questions where you get to share a lot. Now, if you have not been able to build a bond between your child and you, create a relationship between your child and you may not be able to have these conversations with your child. And these conversations are super important because it helps you understand what goes on with them. And when you understand what goes on with them, you can now begin to repair. See how much you can repair. See how much you can unplant the seeds that are being planted. Seed you don't want to germinate. You can begin to see how much you can deliberately begin to do the work for yourself, or rather by yourself. So what you want to do is to deliberately make sure they are not exposed to content that are not appropriate. Even you as a parent, when you are talking with your spouse, please choose your language wisely. Then if you have neighbors, please choose their language wisely. I remember one time I traveled home and one of my sisters said, you are my daughter, you are becoming big. Oh, see your bum bum is becoming big. I told her, that is not a healthy language to have where a child is. She was almost 11. I think it was December and she's 11 in January. So that's not a language, that's not a conversation to have where a child is. Because you are planting seeds in her head. What does it matter if her bum bum is big or if her bum bum is small? So even people around you, the kind of conversations they have. And again, you have an older child. Maybe you have a child who is much older in the university, who is now a teenager, a young adult. When they get back home and you have young children, the kind of conversations they have is super, super important because they will help to shape your younger child. You need to always remind them that they are role models. The younger children are watching them. Their choices go a long way to impact the younger one. A couple of weeks ago, I had some teenagers in my house. So one of them came with three of her siblings. One is a 13, one is I think 11 or so. And she was talking, were talking about issues. She was talking about how one of her friends in school is a lesbian, and the other one is just the other one is straight. And then she was like, my other girlfriend that is straight will be telling the other one, how can you live prick and be following a girl like you? What? You see that conversation? At some point I had to tell the 11-year-old to please excuse us, go upstairs where the kids were playing, go and watching a movie, go and join them to watch a movie. Because I knew that conversation may impact the other one. You know how we used to say, or rather when we're growing up, we hear our older ones telling us, you like adult gist. You like big girls gist. Yes, I remember I was told that you like adult gist. The same thing I'm telling you. Those adult gists may plant seed in the minds, in the hearts of the younger ones. Those seeds will now make them curious. Imagine when we were growing up, we had just adult gist. We didn't have them much, and adults tried to hush whenever we were around. So we didn't have them much. Now they have adult gist a lot. They go to school. Their friends who have gist, adult gist. They come on television. Television will give them adult gist, adult content, adult gist, adult information everywhere. Naturally, the child will be curious because, like I've said several times, faith cometh by hearing. The more they hear these things, the more they are curious, the more they are convinced, the more they want to try. So yes, you must tell, if you have older cousins, older nephews, nieces staying with you, it is your home. Your language must be filtered. Your language must be filtered. I had some boys they came here on Saturday to work in my home. They spent, I think, 4 days or so. They left on Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 4 days. One of them, the trousers was pulling down. I told him, Oga Bikono, if you need a belt, I'll provide you a belt. Please. I'll provide you a belt. Ejo. Your home must be filtered. You must protect the content they consume. Of course, you already know about the TV they watch. Of course, you already know that the music they listen to, the radio programs, then about the books, then the conversations is what I'm hammering on. The conversations you have around your kids, even when talking to your children, talking to your friends on the phone or face to face. The conversations their older siblings have around them. The conversations people around have around them. You should watch those kind of conversations. I remember one time I was talking to someone in my neighborhood when I just came here, and the next day said, madam, see how you dey shine, oil don dey, oga don dey put oil for your body. Think about those kind of conversations. Those are one of the ways we are planting seed. What did I do? I just ignored, and I made sure I limit my meetings, my interactions, or any kind of thing with that particular person. Imagine that is how seeds are planted. What if the child was with me and she decoded that, or he decoded like, okay, madam, your body don't dey shine though, or God they put oil for your body. Then maybe as the child grows older, they say, and they complain about the skin, skin looking dull or one thing. She can remember, somebody said my mommy's skin was shining because my daddy used to put oil on her body, and I know what the oil means, right? So let me go and look for who will put oil in my body so that my body will not shine again, so that my body too will not be dull. My body will be shining. These things exist. Even when we were growing up, we had a lot of myths. Maybe I'll come there. We had a lot of saying. So please, the content they listen to, they watch, they hear around them, it is super important that we filter it. As much as you can filter it, you cannot completely shield them from all this content. It's not possible. However, at least you can minimize it in the way you can. Minimize what they hear, so that even if they hear little, you cannot come back, defend that little, explain that little, or take that little as a teachable moment. Take that little as a teachable tool, a teachable moment. So please, exposure and curiosity, what they have been exposed to over time on the phone. The internet is such a dump ground where you see all sorts of manners. The other day, one time, I was watching a video. I just stumbled on a video on the internet, and the woman was saying, put your cucumber in your anus. It is very sweet. You have not done it before. Go and do it. And she was demonstrating. Of course, she was showing her front. She was wearing only pants. And she was wearing a pant and a bra. Was she wearing a bra? I don't remember. A Nigerian woman. She was showing her front, so we didn't see the back. I just saw her putting the cucumber at the back. So I don't know if she was actually using it or it was just content. Now imagine if your child sees, and guess what? I saw her video one time. I wanted to save it. I didn't see it again. I'm still looking for that video. I don't even know her name. I don't know if she's old or young, but she has a lot of sag on her, sagging skin. She has sagging skin, so I don't know if she's young or old. But I think maybe she's Bendel. If you know her, I want to see that video. She's Bendel or something. Because after a while, I think she was living abroad before. I think she even married a white man. I don't know. I don't have the details. But why I'm saying that is because I saw her on another video. She was telling her son how she was molested by her father's brother, her father's friend, when she was much younger. I said that this sexual abuse, it changes something in the child. It changes something in the child. She was abused when she was so disgusting. Imagine if a child sees that. Even me as an adult, that was why I did not take her details. I just pass. Like, I I just couldn't. A lot of things they show on the internet these days, if I want to say them, my mouth will be heavy. Sometimes I feel let YouTube or Facebook not come and penalize me. Sometimes I feel let parents not come and say this one says she doesn't have filter. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Cucumber on what platform? So I saw another video. I think somebody shared it that was saying that, and then I saw the video. She was telling the person that she was abused when she was 4, when she was young. I don't remember the age now, but when she was very young, her daddy's friend actually abused her. That's what I'm talking about. Something changed with her. Something changed in her, rather, that today she can go on a live, on Facebook Live, where you have millions. Do you know how many subscribers you have on Facebook? How many people that watch your Facebook, your content all the time? She went there and she was telling people to, I don't want to mention it the second time. Something changed. So now imagine your child is seeing that kind of a thing. And you know, TikTok, a lot of the content on TikTok, they're about shake bum bum. That's why I tell my teenagers in church, if I come to your TikTok and you are shaking bum bum, I'll report you. Is there anything they call it? Do they report on TikTok to bring down? I'll report you so that they will bring it down. She needs a therapist. Yes. But I saw her doing something like, I don't know, you know, because I've seen her video coincidentally a couple of times. There was one she was doing something like a Oloku priestess or something. I've seen her video. But each time I see her video, I just see that first video I saw, I just scroll past. It's even now that for over about 1 week or so, I've been intentionally looking for her, hoping to see her video again, so that I can get her name. I can go and check out that video she was talking about how she was abused as a child. But now that I'm looking for her, I'm not seeing her again. Something changed in her that today I don't get it. So curiosity is holiday. It's not a good time for your child to be on the phone. It's not a good time for your child to be on TV 24 hours because it's holiday. So what does the child do? Oh, let them be on TV. It is not a good time at all. Remember, I just said what they are exposed to will make them curious. What they are exposed to will make them curious. And that is one of the reasons they will go and experiment. The same way you see a fancy destination, oh, I want to go to this place, so this place is so fancy. The same way, I when I got back to Lagos, I was seeing a very, very fancy places in Lagos. When I got back from, when we returned from Lagos, I was seeing very fancy places in Lagos. You know, massive park where you can play a lot of games. I was just telling myself, why did I come back from Lagos? Why didn't I go there? I look forward to going back to Lagos to experiencing those fun activities with my kids, simply because I saw them. If I had not seen them, I probably wouldn't have thought about them. I probably wouldn't have wanted to go there. But because I saw them. So the same thing happens to your child. When we say limit the screen time, the internet, don't even put internet for your child. It's not just because we want to talk. I personally, it's not because I want to talk. Because I know that it is dangerous. It is not a place. Except you want to raise a child who has no mental boundary or no self-discipline, just anything goes. So please, what they are exposed to will make them curious. There was a video we shared in our group, the free WhatsApp group one time, where a boy was trying to put his penis of a goat. That boy should not be more than 8 years old. Again, somebody may not have done anything to that boy, but curiosity. I have a boy within me. He's about 10 or 11. He's already experimenting with dog. Someone may not have done that to that boy. Someone may not have physically done that to that boy. But because this one particular boy I'm talking about, he has 4 phones. 4 phones. And they are internet enabled. On his birthday, his dad gets him a phone. On his birthday, his dad gets him a phone. Maybe his dad's old phone passes it to him. He was just 10 then. He should be 11 now, because I used to teach in his class. So he's already experimenting with a dog. Somebody may not have touched him, because the dad is should I use the word comfortable? He's comfortable. And he has a lot of people around him. So those kind of people that, you will say chairman, or rather they will say co-chairman. So someone may not really want to get into his bad book or into in trouble with him, because they may not have the resources to fight with him. So it simply means that nobody may have done that to him. It is the internet that he got it from. Because by the time he has a sister, a younger sister, who knows if they're already experimenting? Because by the time he keeps seeing it, and you know how these things work now, because you have told your children, oh, these things are sacred things, don't do this, don't do that, because we have talked about them like, okay, no, they are sacred, it even makes them kind of curious. Then that is why when they see it, they want to take a second look at it. They see it the first time, they're like, is it not this thing, so what's the big deal? They want to take a second look at it, and by the time they take a second look at it, then something changes within them. Again, it's holiday, and certainly not a time for you to give your children unlimited access to the internet. I've talked about that. I've talked about age and imbalance. When you have someone is coming to visit you, an older person, even if he's your older child that lives that schools in the boarding house or is in the university already, please, you must have conversations with them. You must make sure that they know exactly what they are doing. You must make sure that they are not negatively curious, or they have not been abused, molested, or you must make sure of that. If you have any doubts, I beg you, get a supervision, get someone to supervise them, get cameras, CCTV camera that makes them that they don't even have to know. They don't know, don't let them know that there's a camera somewhere. Just watch what they do, call them at quick intervals, watch what they do wherever you are, watch them at quick intervals. When you come back home, have conversations with them. Not the ones that they will know that you are monitoring them, the ones that they will know that, okay, you are aware of what could happen. Ask them questions that will make them wonder, does mommy have 10 eyes, or how did she know? Please again, lack of boundaries. Yes, lack of boundaries, suggestive jokes, lack of privacy normalize it easier for abuse to be unnoticed. Lack of boundaries. When your kids, when I was in Lagos, we used to have a lot of visitors, not like here now that we hardly have visitors. When I was in Lagos, we used to have a lot of visitors, and one of the things I would tell them when they have their older cousin coming in, it was simple: you don't have any business in my kids' room. They don't have any business in your room either. That is it. You don't have any business. So if you want to talk, you can talk in the living room. You meet in the living room. It's not like it's something like I say it in a way that I'm suspecting them. You don't have any business. You want to call them. You don't call them into your room. Anything you want to get, you go and get it by yourself. Except you are in the living room, they get something for you. Don't call them to bring something into your room. I make it clear, my kids don't have any business in your room. They have no business at all coming into your room. The same way you have no business coming into their room. Don't call them from your room. Call them from the living room. They answer you from the living room. No. So have boundaries. Visitors are coming to your house. Have boundaries. I mean, we have chairs, 1-seater, 3-seaters. Is it seaters they call it, or seat? 4 seats. Why would 2 of you now squeeze on 1 seat? Why would 2 of you squeeze on 1 seat that is 1? You have the one that has 3. Sit here, you sit here. Like in church, last Sunday, I saw some girls, 2 girls like that. The way they were holding each other, they should be like 13, 14. Before I could finish my message, their auntie or someone had come to collect them and to pick them up, not last Sunday, the other Sunday. So I hope to see them next Sunday. I'm going to separate them. I'm going to talk to them, because they are holding each other and playing with each other. 2 girls like that. It was just too close for comfort. It was just too close. Too close. It was suggestive, So talk about boundaries. Establish boundaries. If their relatives are coming, establish boundaries. Growing up, these things were not such a big deal. I mean, even though it still wasn't such a big deal, it was such a big deal. Because I remember one time, I think it was during my grandma's funeral, we traveled. I have a cousin. We were very close then, pretty very close during our I think shortly after our university, after our secondary school, she was looking to get admission into the university. I too was looking to get admission to the university. So she came to live with us and we're super close. So I remember during my grandma, I think my grandma's funeral or something, I remember they were doing a particular thing and we all traveled home. So because of that, we had to sleep all together. Everybody just sleep. The following day, she was telling me, you see that boy? He came to be touching me in the night. I said, really? I had to hit his hand off, One of our relatives, another cousin of ours, came to be touching her in the night. Thank God she was not that kind of a person. If she was, she probably would have just given in. So no, you don't have any business sleeping in the same room. Even these days, boys to boys is a problem. Boys to boys sleeping in the same room is a problem. Let alone boys to girls. So you just create boundary. Create boundaries. It's super important. I mean, I know we'll say sometimes these things are very harmless and they are very harmless and there is a way of bonding. But hey, we cannot deliberately create other avenues, other opportunities for them to bond away from these things because we have seen the effect. They are going to bond. They don't have to bond by sleeping on the same bed. They don't have to bond by sharing a small seat when there are so many other seats there. There are so many other ways they can bond. You can deliberately during the day create activities that will help them bond. They can eat together. They can share a movie, share story time, do fun things together. They can bond. But you see that one that they will bond sleeping on the same spot, please, no. So boundaries. There must be boundaries. You don't go into someone's bathroom. When someone is bathing, you must knock. You just don't barge in. Whether you are a boy, he's a boy, you are a girl, she's a girl. You don't barge in. Growing up, me and my sisters, we used to bathe a lot. Especially my immediate elder sister. We bathed a lot, very many times. Even this cousin of mine I was talking about, we're bathing a lot. We bathed together. At some point, if we didn't see each other, we would not bathe. We'd be waiting for each other to go and bathe. And it was harmless. Super harmless. There was nothing more to it. But these days, no. You know why? Not until I became an adult. Like, I didn't even know what was called lesbianism, gayism. I had no idea things like that existed until I became an adult. I was completely clueless. But today, your child will open the internet and he or she will hear, I'm a Nigerian girl married to, there's this girl on Facebook, my wife, I'm a Nigerian girl who just relocated to Canada. So my wife is going to school. I'm making lunch for my wife. Is a girl that is calling another girl his wife. So before you know what is happening, your child has a lot. The other day, my son came back from school, was telling me about sex toys. He said one of his classmates was talking about vibrator, that she has seen a vibrator before, I asked him, how did she see the vibrator? He said, she said she saw one man. The man was carrying a bag, so she was suspecting the man. So she was now tiptoeing. The man now went to an uncompleted building. When the man got there, the man now opened the bag. Then the guys were not there. The man was not. The story did not add up. Obviously, it was a lie. She probably had seen it on the internet. No, she probably had seen it. She had seen it on the internet. And she will come and she will tell your child about it. So I was talking about boundaries. No. Because in those days we were completely we were innocent, and in our innocence we were justified. Innocence was good for us. But these days it is not good. Not that it was good for us completely, because some of us were actually sexually exploited or abused as the word, because we were super innocent, we had no idea. But I'm talking about going to the level. A lot of things now that are so everywhere now, they were not there in those days. They were not there. I didn't know about lesbianism until I was an adult. I'm sure I had graduated, or maybe I was in the uni, you know, and it was like a taboo, a hush hush thing. But today, my teenager was telling me, oh, one of my friends, and she's a les, you know, and the other time I was asking her, why are you a les? And she said to me that it's better to be a less because a girl like you knows exactly what you want, know that your hair is due, know that your skin is looking dull, so they are going to fund all of that when you are doing less. You know, the more she said it, the more I saw myself. I was not considering it. So, you know, I was already looking at some girls and eyeing them until one of my godfathers, who is a pastor, now called me and said, there's somebody you are following that is going to lead you astray. So it just clicked that she could be the person. That was how I just disengaged. I cut our ties. It's not a big deal. Like, it was a conversation. I'm free with them. We are super free. I try as much as possible to be free, so that when you understand them, you can now guide them, right? If you're not free with them, how would they be able to trust and confide in you? And if they don't confide in you, how will you be able to influence them? So I try as much as I can to be free with them. I mean, even in my freedom, I could never had opened my mouth to tell someone that, hey, I have a friend who is a les, and I was considering it. I was already eyeing some. Are you kidding me? So even if it's a boy that is bathing, you don't go to the bathroom to bathe. We did it when we were growing up, fine, but times have changed now. The conversations are changing. We're not sleeping on the same bed with our cousin was not a big deal. It's a big deal now. Because the mindset, the curiosity level, the exposure, the conversations, everything is changing. So it's better to be safe from the start than to be the one they are running helter skelter to save. So create boundaries in your home this holiday. If you have people visiting you, your kids are going to visit. When someone is bathing, don't go to the bathroom. When the person is dressing up, don't go to the room. If you are so many that the room is so full, what you can do is take your pants, take your clothes, take them to the bathroom. When you get to the bathroom, finish bathing, dry up your body, wear your pants, and dress up. When you come out, rub your cream outside. Yes, if you don't rub your cream on your stomach area where your cloth covers for 3-4 weeks, your skin will not become your skin will not dry up. So when you come out, take your cream, rub on your neck, rub on your eyes, rub on your hands, rub where you are, moisturize that part of your body. Make sure you don't, this generation is crazy. Make sure you do not expose your body, because you don't know someone who has been exposed already. They've already been exposed. They are curious, and as they enter the bathroom, they see you, their curiosity is heightened. Some children, they have been looking for ways to carry out their curiosity, how to experiment, what to do. A lot of the song we are singing these days, what are we talking about? See some of the song we are singing these days. You hear song. One time I went for a graduation, I was hearing the DJ was playing there's one particular song I don't remember, and they will say they were talking about it, and this song was just this time, give me doggy, give me this one, give me that one, give me that one. I mean, children are curious. What is all these things? They will go and tell. They may go and ask their friend, and their friend may have someone who comes already talks about it. A lot of things on the internet. You open the internet, you will see those are the things they always talk about. Those are the things they always talk. Even today alone, I've seen it on the internet. I've seen it. Seeing the woman telling the husband's girlfriend, it's doggy he likes, so give him doggy. Don't give him missionary style. They are hearing these things. So the child is curious. So by the time the child, because as a parent, except you completely don't listen or you don't watch skits. If you watch skits, there is no way you will not see. That is why I just try as much as possible. When I see there's a particular skit I watch, she's a Christian girl, she's an American. I don't remember her name. I'll Get her link and share in the Visionary Parents Academy. If you see her skits are always super, she's always talking about the Bible, issues in the Bible, and all of that. You know, I just make sure when I see such skits, I listen to, I laugh about them. So I minimize the other ones. It is. So set boundaries. You are not bathing and your sibling is coming in. You are not dressing and your cousin or anyone else is coming in. You are not sleeping on the same, what is it called? On the same bed. You are not squeezing yourself on the same chair when you have other chairs. If you don't have chairs, sit on the floor. After all, some people sit on the floor. So you are not squeezing. You are not sitting on their laps. You are not hugging them for too long. You know, just set boundaries, body boundaries, boundaries that will help them save, boundaries around the house. You are not going to corners with them. You are not alone in the room with them. You come into the room, maybe you see them, they are not busy, they are not doing anything, they are just idle. You go and stay with them. Doing what exactly? No. If they are playing a game, you say, okay, oh, you are playing the game together in an open place, not in the room. Then if you have maybe you are super not cool with the particular people, you feel okay, you are super not trusty of them. What you can do is tell your kids, whenever you enter the room, lock the door. Lock the door. When someone knocks at the door, tell them, I'm okay, what do you want? I want XYZ. Okay, not available or something. Lock your door. And call very often if you are not at home. If you go to work during this holiday, call. Make sure you call at quick intervals. Call at quick intervals. Okay. I've talked about sleeping arrangement also. I've talked about lack of boundaries. I've talked about sleeping arrangement. Play that becomes inappropriate. Yes, this is super important to teach our children. Growing up, we used to play daddy and mommy. I remember back then my elder sister should be the woman selling food. I'll be the one buying. Sometimes we take our meal, our lunch, and she'll be the one selling. I'll be the one buying. You know. But these days, children cannot play daddy and mommy and expect it not to be daddy and mommy because they've seen a lot of daddy and mommy's activities. Then we never really saw daddy and mommy activities. So many of us, we don't know how children were born, and we're not so much curious about it. But today, children know and they are super curious about it. They want to say it again and again and again. Imagine in church, we're talking about sex education. Somebody is asking me, sex education, how do they do sex thing? Not that she doesn't know, she knows. The conversation, that kind of topic just interests her. The topic interests her. And so she wants us to spend the entire day in church talking about it. So inappropriate play. They are playing hide and seek. It is why this hide and seek game now. I remember February, so I had a boy live with me for a couple of weeks, about 9 weeks or so. His favorite play was hide and seek. It was harmless though, but because I watched it for a while. I told him I don't want that hide and seek. I don't want the hide and seek game in this house. Take it and throw it away. There are so many other games we can play. We have chess, we have snake and ladder, we have Scrabbles, we have Monopoly, we have what? Yes, name them, board games, we have them. Then we have a lot of other games we invent ourselves. Some of them we see online, we just save games you can play and have so much fun. And then we have a lot of materials you can use for your crafts. We have cartons, and you can draw, you can pick a book. It doesn't have to be television all day, fine, but there are a lot of other things you can do. Not hide and seek. Play other game, jumping the rope, playing all those, I don't know what they call it. Play them. Do a song competition, debate, mock debates, do a lot of things. But that hide and seek, throw it away. No, I don't want that. So you need to, inappropriate play, you need to watch out, talk to your children about inappropriate play. Watch out for inappropriate play. Someone is always, I remember one time, someone would say, let's play. I'm wondering, you are playing, what kind of play? Let's play. You are kids, you are already playing. So you are saying, let's play. What kind of play do you want to play that is, what other play are you playing? So watch out for inappropriate play. Truth or dare. Oh my God, this is one they play a lot. Children play. Truth or dare, talk to them about it. They need to understand truth or dare. It's a game, it's a demonic game. Someone will say yes, because at the end of the day, when they don't have anything to dare you about, or anything to dare, they start daring things they're not supposed to dare. It starts from there. I remember one of my parents, one of the coaches in the academy, she shared something about how her son went to school, and her son was in secondary school though. They were playing truth or dare. It was like touch the girl's breast and all of that. Really? Truth or dare? Where is that leading to? Why would that be the game they were playing? Why would that be the game they were playing? Okay. The graduation that just passed, that just ended, we saw, I even shared one video on Facebook where some boys, they were writing on the chest of the girl. They were writing on the breast of some girls and all of that. And during the conference, one of the coaches shared, the girls also demanded to write on the penis of the boy. You wrote on my breast. Oh yeah, put your uniform down. Let me also write on your penis. Inappropriate play. Yeah. Any play that is suggestive, that is not appropriate, already no to it. So you can create a list of a lot of activities they can do during the holiday. Create it. If they cannot come up with theirs, help them create a lot of lists that they can do during the holiday, activities they can do during the holiday. Help them create it, and then leave them. You are not the one to tell them to do this particular one, but you have options to choose from, because you are not going to watch television from morning to night, are you? No. So you are going to have other activities. Anything. Have other activities that are fun, that you can play and you can have fun. So inappropriate play, ditch it. Okay, the last one is, okay, not the last one really, silencing culture. If you have in your home, you have forbidden topics, children are not allowed to speak up, be very sure your child will be vulnerable. Your child can be vulnerable to sexual abuse if they are not allowed to speak up, because people that are coming over, they are watching body language, everything. They know exactly what is going on. So if your child is not allowed to speak up, they know that, okay, this child I can actually get away if I do what I want to do. Because one of the major things with abusers, they don't want to get caught. So this is why they don't go for every child they see. They go for the children that are likely not going to tell. So they do their research. This child is likely not going to tell. This child is not likely not going to tell. Those are the children they go for. People that are likely not going to tell. People that are going to tell, they may not necessarily go for those ones because they do not want to be caught. So if you are a parent and you do not allow your child to speak up, you're hushing your child, I tell you, your child may be vulnerable. Your child may be vulnerable. So you are going to teach your child to speak up, especially during this holiday. Have conversations with them, whether they are traveling and leaving you at home, or their relatives or people are coming to visit, or nobody is visiting, they are just playing around the neighborhood. They must learn. They must learn to speak up. Teach them boundaries. They must learn to speak up. I realize that with teenagers, one of the issues with them is that they do not realize when they are being groomed. So when they don't realize when they are being groomed, so they don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. Even teenagers too. They don't know when they are being groomed. Even young children, they don't know when they are being groomed. That is one of the things. I was actually abused when I was a child. I didn't know when I was being groomed. I didn't even know what was groomed. I didn't even know. Mine is a different case because I had absolutely no knowledge. I had no knowledge. So it was just nothing. It was just a normal thing, no knowledge. So your teenager, your child, they must understand when they are being groomed. Because very many times they don't realize that before they know what is happening, they are in a place where it's almost as if they cannot say no. For some teenagers, they're in a place where they feel, they are in love. Nah. So you want to teach them signs of grooming. When someone pays unusual attention to them, compliments, flattering, always want to give them attention, super attention. The person can begin by profiling them. What does that mean? They are understanding them, what they like, what they do not like, gradually understanding them, gradually. When the person has understood them, the person now takes that knowledge and begin to apply it. For example, the person is looking at them, oh, this child looks lonely, good. So the person now begins to take that loneliness as a tool, begin to be there for this child. Oh, this child looks like words of affirmation. They get to her. Okay, fine. So what am I going to do? Oh, the child is passing today. They tell, oh, you look beautiful today. Oh, tomorrow, your uniform is so fine on you. Next tomorrow, smart girl, you're always running around for your mom. Calmless. Oh, thank you, uncle. You are buying this. What are you doing with it? I'm going to cook it. Can you cook? Are you serious? Okay. One day you come and cook for me. I can cook for you very well. Okay, one day you come and cook for me. Gradually, grooming. The child does not even realize they are being groomed. And for many parents, they may not even realize that. So if the child is someone that opens up to you, the mom says, okay, you went to bed, didn't see anybody on the road, you have conversations with your child. They come back and say, oh yes, mommy, I saw that uncle. He was telling me I one day I'll come and cook for him. That's a mother, you should say no. When he tells you come and cook for him again, tell him no. You will not come and cook for him. Say no, I will not come and cook for you. You begin to take it off from there and begin to teach them how to speak up, how to respond. You let them know that sometimes it's harmless, but more than sometimes it's actually grooming. If you say, okay, don't worry, I'll come and cook for you. And the next time your child is passing, hey, don't worry, I'll soon buy my spaghetti now. You come and cook for me. Okay, uncle. Next time, okay, when will you come and cook for me? When your mom goes, you don't have to tell your mom you come and cook for me. Now, when she goes out, you just come and cook for me, okay? Fantastic. And the child comes to cook for the uncle. Now, so, after all, the child is coming to cook. So, teach your child to speak up. During this holiday, if you are going to be leaving them at home, they must learn to speak up. Teach them when they are being groomed. It is super important. You are home alone. Someone comes to your house to come and do what? To come and do what? I tell my children, when we were in Lagos, we were in kind of a place where we had other people. We had other tenants. It was a block of flats. So we had other tenants. I tell my children, if anybody wants something from me, they will come and meet me when I'm home. So when I'm not at home, nobody should come and ask you for anything. It's not yours. No matter what it is not yours. It is not yours. So don't give it out. So if it's an emergency, they call me on the phone. I'll call you on the phone at home and tell you, okay, give this person to this person. Give this to this person. Don't open the door. Give the person through the window. They can go elsewhere to get it, So you can't be at home alone. You are inside your compound. The gate is locked. You are playing. Your neighbor is coming to knock. People are playing football. Open the door for me. Open the gate. Let me join you. Why do you want to play football with children? Are you kidding me? You don't have your age mates to play football with? No, we are not allowed to open the gates. No, ma. No, sir, we can't open the gate for you. No, sir, we don't want you to play football with us. We don't want you to play football with us. Say it in a way that... Now, this is why I tell parents that when you want to teach your children to speak up, don't teach them to be manipulative. Of course, permissiveness is they are not speaking up. Teach them to be assertive, not manipulative. Because when you teach them to be manipulative, then the groomer, super smart, can take advantage of that. Let me give you a practical example. So I remember when I was in school that I used to teach my children back then. I would tell them that manipulative response, assertive response is okay. Manipulative response is a response. Say someone says, oh, please, can I have this book with you? Can you borrow me this book to read? You say, this book is not mine, it's my sister's book. When you know it is yours, you say it's your sister's book. So that is manipulative, is not assertive. Assertive then simply means, it's my book, I'm not giving it to you. It's my prized possession, I don't like to share it. I can give you any other book, but not one. So if you don't want to give that particular person that book, you have a reason. It's my prized possession. I don't want to give you this book. I always refer to this book. I'm not giving you, because giving you means I stand a chance of losing the book. So I'm not giving you the book. Explain it, apologize. I can give you any other book, but not this book. That's you being assertive. If the person wants to take another book, good and fine. If the person doesn't want to take another book, I tell my children in school, tell the person to tell the parents to buy. Or you can save up your snack money, make the sacrifice. If you desperately need it, make the sacrifice to get it. But you see, this one, I am not giving you. I can give you any other one, I'm not giving you this one. Maybe my uncle bought it for me for my birthday. It means a lot to me, so I can't share it. That is you being assertive. Now, that is a response that the person will not come back to bother you again, because you have made the point clear. I'm sorry, I know you want the book. I care that you actually want the book. But unfortunately, I cannot give you this book because of X, Y, Z. You have made your point clear. Now, manipulation is you tell the person, oh, this book belongs to my sister. I'm sorry, I cannot give you. I need to return it. And then why this doesn't work is that the person goes to your sister and asks, I saw your book with Enimien, and she said she cannot give me. Can I please borrow it? And your sister tells the person, it's not my book, it's Enimien's book. And the person comes back to me, Enimien, you are always lying. You tell lies too much. You don't tell me it's your sister's book. Then you will now be looking for a way to redeem yourself. You're not looking for a way to redeem yourself. In looking for a way to redeem yourself, you will now play into their hand. You can say, okay, I'm giving you this book, and I did not want to give you. Now looking for a way to redeem yourself. Because many times when you try to manipulate the situation, you get busted. And then you look for a way to redeem yourself. So you are now either creating more lies, or you just say, let me kukuma give you, and move. So that is why when you teach your children, assertiveness is what it is. So during the holiday, when they are home alone, they are bored inside, the gate is locked, they are coming out to play, the gate is locked and they are protected. An older person says, come, let me play with you, or come and buy something for me. Assertively, no, uncle, I'm not coming to buy something for you. I'm just a young child living alone. I cannot come and buy something for you. When your uncle says, will you come and buy something? No, I'll tell your mommy, and tell my mom I will not buy for you. When my mom says I should buy, I will buy. But now I cannot buy. Stop. That particular person will not come back next time to bother them. Most likely, or 90% of the time, they will not come back next time to bother them. So you must teach them to speak up. In fact, it's holiday. You just want to imagine scenarios in your head. You know the kind of environment you live in. You know what is likely going to happen. So you have neighbors who have male children. They may come. They have female children. They're in the university. They may come for one thing or the other. Tell them, no, I am not buying for you. When you see them insisting, enter your house and lock the door. Take your phone and call me. Teach them to speak up for themselves. That if you are going to work, because you may not always be, but if you are not going to work, it's easy for them to say, oh, mommy, someone is asking me something. Even when you are not going to work, teach them to speak up for themselves. Teach them. Because if they learn to speak up for themselves, whether you are going to work or not, the days you're actually going to work, they will still learn. They would have mastered the act of speaking for themselves, and they will be able to speak for themselves. Now, that is, I just said, teach your children to speak up and teach them to speak up for themselves. Now, another thing I want to talk about is sometimes children actually send wrong messages. Nobody ever said it's okay for a child to be abused or for something to happen, Nobody ever said the way a child looks or dresses or talks or anything is enough. But the truth of the matter is children send wrong messages. Last week in church, unfortunately, I didn't go to church because I had a lot of activities going on in my house. I couldn't go to church. And our topic was dressing, and I actually looked forward to it because the previous Sunday, the teacher whom I'm assisting was teaching them something, and he mentioned sin, and one of the teenagers said, and he mentioned makeup. The teenager said, yeah, is makeup a sin again? This uncle said. I smiled and I told her, no, he did not say makeup is a sin. But the truth of the matter is, when you apply makeup, you know, as a child, you look mature. When you look mature, you start attracting certain attention. The same way you dress. Nobody says don't wear crop top and be shaking all over the place. But the way you dress, we influence the kind of attention you get. Now, some attentions you get, you are not prepared. You don't have the skills or the knowledge to manage certain attentions. It is the truth of the matter. And before you know what is happening, you are just lost. You are doing what you didn't plan to do. Now, it is why you must be mindful of what you wear. If you have cousins, people coming to visit you this holiday, you must be mindful of what you wear. Because your dressing may send wrong message. It's not like it's a bad thing for you to dress in a certain way, for you to wear, or for you to do it. It's not a bad thing. It's not like it's your fault that you dress in certain ways that someone comes to pick interest in you or abuse you. It's not your fault. But the truth of the matter is, there are the kind of clothes, some kind of clothes you wear, and you will attract certain kind of people. You may even attract people that are super violent. You may even attract people that don't take no for an answer. You may attract people that are so lustful, that are perverts, that they go all out to do what you don't want them to do. So you attract certain people. So here, I know that someone was reading a parent read the message on. I shared a link of this. I started with Charles Awuze's post. A parent shared a message that she lives abroad, and she was like, you see the way they dress, and you don't hear rape stories and all of that, and coming back to this part of the world, and something changed in them. Something happened to them. So it's not the same mindset. It's not the same orientation at all. It's not. So the way you dress may not be a big deal like that, but it is going to attract certain attention that you may not have the skill to manage. You may not have the skill to manage. So as it's holiday now, your teenagers, whether they are going for holiday lesson, they are staying at home, they are running errands around the neighborhood, just teach them. Remember, even your older teens, they are home as well. Some of them have been exposed to inappropriate content. So their hormones are firing. They are curious. They've been exposed. They are curious. They are already looking for ways to experiment. They are looking for ways to experiment already. That's the fact, the truth. They're already looking for ways to experiment. So you don't go and attract don't go and have them notice you. And when they notice you, what enters their mind is fulfillment of their curiosity. No. When they see you, what enters your mind is how would they satisfy their curiosity. No. Now it is why it's holiday, they must learn to be proper. One thing again I want to talk about is body language. You must teach your children about body language, the proper, appropriate body language as they enter this holiday. We've talked about dressing, talking, things they do generally, especially when it comes to begging. You see some girls, they are constantly begging. I don't get it, especially girls. They are begging, uncle, please give me. I ask them, I have my teenagers, each time they see me, they are begging for money. I ask them, you are not hungry. You take food to school. You take snacks to school. Your parents drop you off and they pick you off. What are you begging for? What are you begging for? I don't get it. And if you beg me for money, I give you, it means one thing. If your parents see me, they don't tell me, oh, thank you for giving my daughter money. It means one thing. You use the money to go and buy something and you ate it. It's already a sign that you can keep a secret. So if I was perverse, I can do anything to you. We'll come and talk about it. Why are you begging? You are not hungry. You don't need the money for anything. Why are you begging? Why are you begging? Like, please, it's holiday. You must teach your children this thing. Begging from neighbors, begging to friends, begging from neighbors, begging from friends, begging all over the place. The girls begging uncle up and down, the boys begging auntie up and down. Teach your children, no begging. They have no need for the money. That is the most annoying thing. They don't have any need for the money. They just beg because they just see someone they know. The next thing they are begging. When they are begging, they are sending the wrong signals. Now, this is the first class for our Sex Educate Your Child Challenge, which we are having this month with the Visionary Parents Academy. And like I said, it's open for the public also. So we are going to start the challenge as soon as possible. Today is what date now? Today is 2nd, so we may start on the 5th or even before then. So when we start the challenge, we are now going to have an activity every day. It's free. Like I said, it's just our way of saying thank God for our successful conference. And if you have not seen our conference, you will not be. If you didn't attend our conference, please go and attend. It was a master class. It was amazing all through. Awesome conference. So go back to the conference and see our classes and see the speakers, learn one or two things, and most especially take action. So the challenge is our way of saying thank God for the successful conference. And because we know that we need every child to be safe, especially during the holiday, we decided to make the challenge free. So we are going to share one activity with you every single day that you can actually use to empower your child this period, so that no matter how the holiday is, whether your child is traveling, your child is coming back home, your child will be safe. At least from sexual abuse, your child will be safe. Now, as long as you take action, because at the end of the day, it's one thing for us to teach, it's for another thing for you to take action. So however, I guarantee you that as long as you take action, your child will be safe. You will be able to keep your child safe through this holiday. Now, also remember that the self-leadership class is coming. The self-led mentorship class for your preteen and your teenager is coming in August. And your child is going to learn a lot. Your child is going to learn a lot. So just prepare to register your child for the self-leadership mentorship class in August. You're 8 years old to you're 17 years old. Your child is going to learn a lot. And remember, the Boss of It magazine July edition is out. It's purpose and purpose, helping your child discover their purpose, helping your child walk in purpose. Yes, we need to fill our children up. The magazine is so spectacular that it's not just about the teen. A lot of things your child is going to learn. If you are not subscribed to the Boss of It magazine, you are doing your child a favor. You are not doing your child a favor, really. As a parent, you can use it and read with your preteen. You can read it together, bond over it, share. That is what I do most of the time with my children. We have a lot of amazing things about the magazine. So we just pick it and we use it to bond. Now we are not reading it yet because they have an exam next week. So after the exam, we're going to sit down, read it. It can be 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 pages a day. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I had some visitors in my house and we're talking about something. We needed to call. I needed to confirm from my daughter. And I called her and she was saying, she was trying to describe it. Something she was saying, I think the person has dyslexia. And they turned back and they looked at her like, what do you know about dyslexia? As in, how old are you? You're talking about dyslexia. Like, I just smiled. I didn't sit her down to teach her, there's something called dyslexia. It was from the Boss of It magazine, one of the articles, understanding our differences, talking about, different people, different things with people. They've learned about albinism, dwarfism, a lot of things like that, and learning difficulty. They just learn 1 or 2 things, something they will learn. It will help them a great deal, stand out, be seen and be heard. That was where she picked that from. And I was proud, but she wasn't learning it for me, but she learned it, and they actually thought she didn't understand what she was saying. By the time she went further with what she was trying to explain, what we asked her, she was trying to explain, they realized she actually understood what she was saying. That was why they were curious. How did you know? What do you know about dyslexia? How did you learn about dyslexia? She didn't even remember where she learned it from. She didn't even know, but she knew she learned it. I knew that it was from the Boss of It magazine. She learned it from. Then talk about the different articles. Every month we have a theme, And the theme we have, our stories, everything is around it. The idea is to reinforce. You read one, you read two, you read three stories, you are reinforcing it. Activities, they are reinforcing it. By the time you are done, if you use the magazine effectively for your child, by the time your child is done going through the magazine, your child has light bulb moments. They have a lot of ideas. They know a little better. They know better, and they are more motivated. So this month is purpose and purpose, purpose and purpose. They are here for a purpose, so they should purposefully live that part. It's like in being intentional. That's about this month. So they should they have a purpose on earth, so they cannot afford to wing their life when they have a purpose on earth. So what they want to do is to purposefully live towards their purpose and live out their purpose at the end of the day. That is what the theme of this month is about. So you want to get it, it's just 1,000 naira only. If you see the content of the magazine, you will not believe that this magazine is 1,000 naira. I think it's because we are still new. We are still trying to reach as many parents as we can reach. So you need to get edition. We have started August last year. Next month will be celebrating 1 year. So you need to get. I get all the copies so far. Get from August to now. All the stories, everything are valid. If you are a school owner or you are a teen mentor or a teen coach, you can actually use the magazine to teach your children. It is an amazing resource. I can't talk. It's an amazing resource. Like I always say, if I was not one of the creators of the Boss of It magazine, I would definitely be subscribed to it for my children. I would definitely subscribe to it for my children. It's not just something that is a tool. You can even use it to bond. One of the things we do I do with my children is to sit down in the evenings. We just read a couple of pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. We read it, we talk about it, we explain, we share our lessons, we share our action points. I also share my action points, and at the end of the day, they are good. Now, first comment by hearing. The more they hear it, the more they hear these things, the more it helps them a great deal. The more they hear these things, the more they are better able to make empowered choices. So please reach out and get the Boss of It magazine. It's just 1,000 naira. Now remember, the self-led mentorship class for August is coming up in August. So registration is ongoing already. I'll share details about the registration and how you can register your child for the self-led mentorship class. It is something you must experience for your child. And this month is our sex ed month, so we are going to go one activity every day for the remaining part of the week, from on the 5th to the 30th. One activity every day that you would take for you to empower your child when it comes to being safe from sexual abuse. Thank you very much. My name is Enimien Oruebor. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you are missing out a great deal. We have a lot of amazing resources that will benefit your parenting. So what you want to do is to just press the subscribe button, press the like button. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section. And another thing you want to do is to just copy the link and go and share where parents are so that you can bless parents. Thank you so much for joining today. Bye for now.